So I thought I would make a video just completely dedicated to all the Skeletorion pets. Now, most of you guys already know what the Skeletorion pets, the Skeletal Warriors, the Fawns, etc. And there's some of you who just don't even know what I'm talking about. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about all about those pets and why you should be worrying about those pets and actually going out and go farm them, and why I'm actually using them in majority of my setups. We'll talk all about that. But if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Appreciate everyone that's been subscribing, following the channel, etc. Or even joining the Discord. Plenty of guides in the Discord, as I always mention. And majority of images that are going to be shown in this video are also going to be in the Discord, so pick your poison at the end of the day. But what are the Skeletorion pets? Now, I will quickly show you guys what I'm talking about. So these are the Skeletorion pets. There's one for every school, and they all give you unique cards, and the reason why you want to farm these is to make the hybrids. Now, specifically what the hybrids give you is they give you a blade for your own school. They also give you a sharpened blade, as well as they give you a unique card depending on your school. So for example, like ice will get an ice fuel, fire will get a fire fuel, myth will get a myth fuel, death gets a tri-death blade. It's cool to even think about. Storm one, which I currently have already made for a video that I have planned later this week, wherever it is. Where is he? I've been like making so many pets this past couple days. It's actually crazy. The Storm Skeletal Warrior, which is the hybrid, gives a unique card called Unstable Charge. The Death one, like as I said earlier, if I don't know if I mentioned it, gives a Tri-Death Blade, which is similar to the Life one and the Storm one. So it gives you 3 Death Blades. The Life one gives you 3 Life Blades, as well as a Sharpened Blade. So they all give unique ones. A lot of people also want the Bounce one, but the Bounce one currently doesn't work right now, and whenever that does work, I will put it in the comments down below just to future proof this video. But what the Bounce one gives, it gives you a Bounce Blade and a Tri-Universal Fuel, which is crazy. So it's basically fuel, just a universal trap instead. Very good. It's a very good pet for a lot of challenge modes and a lot of like support capabilities in the future. So whenever that gets fixed, I'll put them in the description. But you have to farm these Skeletorions first if you want to make the other pets, because what they did this time around is they made them exclusive. So you can't just go out and go find somebody with the hybrid, you know, all that stuff. You got to make all these yourself. So to get all these Skeletorions, specifically the base one that you need, is you go farm certain Aquila bosses, and then you combine those with these fawns. And you know, they're specifically in packs, but you can literally just hatch for them via your friends or people in the Discord. There's plenty of people in the Discord. I've already collected all the fawns, so there's that, because I've already made all the hybrids, which you guys saw in my inventory. All these Captain Cocos are all the hybrids that currently exist in the game for the Skeletal Warriors. The Bounce one, like I said, doesn't exist, but you have to go farm the base pet via the Aquila bosses, correct? And then you combine them with certain fawns to create those hybrids. You know it's a hybrid because the standard one doesn't have this big old horn, but if you go to the actual hybrid, you can see that there's a big horn on his armor, as well as his shield looks slightly different and it has like an eye icon. So that's how you know if it's a hybrid, right? Another thing is all these pets are good. Like I said, I think these are pets that you should probably be worrying about and being able to farm, because what we used to use were for the majority of PvE casual players, or to a certain extent, right? People would be using the hamsters, and the hamsters were from Decathlon. I believe I still have my hamsters sitting in my in here. Where is it? Right here. A lot of people are using the hamsters because it did give you a blade, it gave you a sharpened blade, but certain schools don't really need this elemental shield or spirit shield, right? They don't need it. I think the only one I feel like can still use their hamster, in my opinion, is Myth and maybe Bounce, but everyone else doesn't really need it. I mean, you can make an argument for this, don't get me wrong, but if you just want the Stormblade and Sharpened Blade, by all means, keep continuing using your hamsters from Decathlon. But I actually prefer the Skeletal Warriors a lot more than the hamsters because of this unique card right here. At least this I can use, versus the other one I don't see myself actually using at all, like the Ellie Shield. The only time I can see myself using Ellie Shield, even with that specific pet, is if I'm trying to set up a Myth Djinn and I'm cosplaying in Advanced Combat for like the Void Ring. That's like the only thing I'm gonna go, but you don't really need to worry about that type of stuff. So how do you make the hybrids, right? We kind of went over it. You have to combine the fawns with the Skeletal Warrior. Well, I've already made graphics for you guys. You guys would have already known if you've been in the Discord, and it shows where or how to combine all these fawns together with skeletal or Skeletorions, and that's how you make the hybrids. So on screen, you guys will see, for example, we have the elemental pets, which is fire, ice, and storm. So if you want to make the hybrids, you want to specifically combine all the pets that are listed below. The left side is the pet that's dropped from various bosses in Aquila, which is hence the exclusive pets, right? You can't hatch for them. And then as well as the right side pet is the fawn. So whenever you're hatching with somebody, you still have to have the Skeletorion. That doesn't mean, hey, if your buddy has a Skeletorion and you have the fawn, that doesn't mean you can combine them together to get the warrior. That's not how it works. You specifically have to have the Skeletorion. So that's why it's on the left. So whenever you hatch, you guys will always see like the pet's always on the left and then on the right. You have to have the Skeletorion on the left. And you combine it with the fawn. So it has like an icon of which fawn you need, and you can see the image as well. The grayed out images that I've shown, those don't work at the moment, and I don't know when they will. And if they ever do, I will make an updated video to this. But currently that's not happening, and I've been like waiting. I've been delaying this video for multiple weeks on end, hoping that we get it fixed soon. Hopefully the balance one gets fixed, but I just been kind of at a because it's still not fixed. So I just was like, you know what, I'll just release this video now. It's better late to do it now than waiting like a couple more months when Darkmoor's around the corner. But yeah, back to the pets is you have to have the Skeletorion on the left and the fawn on the right, and that's how you make the specific ones. Just remember, if it's grayed out, that currently doesn't work, and it's a 10% chance to create the hybrid, so it's not going to just magically happen on your first try. I mean, hey, if it happens, that's amazing, right? Is it going to happen to everybody? No. I think I spent a lot of crowns just doing it all in one sitting because I wanted to create it for a video and for all the gear guides that I'm going to be uploading in the next couple of days, based upon your guys' reaction on the community post I posted on YouTube. I've been trying to use those more, and a lot of you guys want me to make those gear guides, but those will be with the skeletal warriors, and I'll be using those a lot. But yeah, you don't need to beat Sisyphus to get these drops. I know a lot of people are confused, like, hey, do I have to beat Sisyphus? Do I have to do this on challenge mode? No, you can do this on standard mode. The pets drop from either standard or challenge mode, and you don't have to beat Sisyphus to unlock the ability to have Skeletorions to drop from the bosses. So that's the elemental pets. And then of course we can move on to the spirit pets. Same thing. They all have specific pets on the left, so you have to go out and go farm those. And the right one is the fawn that's going to be needed to create the hybrid. Everything listed on that image, just remember it's a quick summarization of what I'm trying to explain in this video too. So if you are lost, you guys can just listen to what I'm saying or just look at the image. Very straightforward. And then as well as this is the balance one, but as I said, this is bugged. I don't even have a picture of the balance one because it doesn't exist right now in game, but it's supposed to. It's literally supposed to. So you can't make the bounce hybrid at the moment. You can still farm the bounce skeletal or Skeletorion, but you can't make the warrior at the moment with the universal fuel. You can't do that at the moment. And to be honest, this combo might even be changed because this is the combo that's supposed to be working, which is, hey, you're just supposed to have any of the hybrids and combine it with either the bounce Skeletorion from Sisyphus or just the balance fawn. But like I said, this is currently broken, so don't try to waste your time making the balance pet because it just doesn't work right now. So just pay attention to the comment section. If you're watching this feature, I will leave a comment whenever this gets fixed and whatever the combo is. So there's that. And I know another thing is, where do these drop? I will put another image on screen. They all drop from various bosses. So if you're trying to get the Skeletorions, because you're going to need those to make the hybrids, which is the sought after pet, right? You will need to farm specific bosses. So if you're trying to farm the storm variation, you're going to have to do Poseidon, specifically the one in Atlantia. So if you're going to do Tartarus, he doesn't drop it. It has to be specifically the one from Atlantia. The fire Skeletorion drops from the elephant warrior in Mount Olympus. This is from specifically the puzzle fail. Now, a couple weeks back, this was not dropping because bugs, you know, it happens. Now it's dropping, so if you are trying to farm that, hey, you can go farm that from Mount Olympus. It's specifically from the puzzle fail. I'll have some footage in the background what I'm trying to reference, but there's that. If you want the ice one, you have to fight Stetho. I can never pronounce this right, but this is the fail boss for, you know, collecting the urns and putting them in the wrong order, and that boss spawns in Tartarus, so that one will drop the ice one. And if you want the balance one, you have to fight Sisyphus. Sisyphus is, there's plenty of videos on my channel already at this point, but Sisyphus is the guy that you have to fight to unlock Skeleions to be able to drop in Aquila. So there's that. There's already a video on how to farm him. There's already guides in the Discord as well. Then if you want to farm the life one, you have to fight Tellus in Atlantia. This is the fail puzzle boss for, I believe, like the accordion. I don't know how to say it, or whatever it is. It's just a fail puzzle for Atlantia, and you can farm that. And if you want the myth one, you have to farm Zeus, specifically the one in Mount Olympus. That doesn't mean Tartarus. The Tartarus one will not drop it. You have to farm specifically the one in Mount Olympus. And then lastly, if you want the death one, you have to farm Hades in Tartarus, of course. You can also, there also is chests for majority of these bosses now, but that's up to you. If you want to spend crowns, I don't really recommend it, but I believe at the time I'm recording this, it should still be free chance chest, or like a double, you know, you can open the chest for free, if you remember. So I think that's still active at the moment. I could be wrong, but obviously if you're watching this like once down the line, obviously that's not active at the moment. But hey, you can re-roll the chest for free for the first time, I guess. And then if you want the fawn pets, which you're going to need to create the hybrids, you can get them from the pack. But as I stated, don't open the pack. At this point, so many people have the fawns. If you really need the fawn to make the hybrid, ask some friends, ask some people in the pet pavilion. If not, you guys can ask in the Discord. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people in the Discord that have the fawns at this point, because a lot of people were trying to make these Skeletal Warrior pets. So there's that. And as I said, Skeleton pets, they're exclusive. This means you cannot hatch for them. So if you have your buddy get the pet while farming one of the bosses, that doesn't mean, hey, let me get a lend of that pet. You'll never get it. It's exclusive. And just remember, these pets, the Skelewarriors, can drop from standard challenge mode. Obviously, challenge mode will have a slightly better rate. That's just how it's always been. But at the same time, it requires more setup. And if you're trying to do challenge mode, I already have videos on all the challenge modes on the channel. So watch those. Now, there are good cards on all these pets I said earlier, right? We do have a slide that I made real quick, and I do have an image from, I think, Wiz Spoilers, which I will put on screen as well, which shows all the pets with the item cards. So if you're just like wondering what all these hybrids give, these are all the item cards. They give you a blade, of course, a unique trap, or a blade, as well as a sharpened blade. And then the fawn pets that you get from the packs, but like I said, you can hatch for them via your friends and stuff. They give you a school trap. So like, for example, if you're fire, it'll give you a fire trap. It'll give you a sharpened blade, and then like a Azteca aura. And those Azteca auras are like the star ones that people use in PvP, right? That give like a 25% outgoing fire damage and like some other stats. It's not really crazy, but I mean, hey. And then if you're balanced, it'll give you a magnify instead. And then the Skelewarriors, which is the ones that are dropped, those only give you a school blade, as well as they give you a tri weakness. And those tri weaknesses are still unique, right? Because I don't think we've had a pet at all that have given those cards. So they give you a tri weakness depending on your school. So if you're a spirit school, you'll get spirit weakness. If you're elemental school, you get elemental weakness. And then if you're balanced, you just get an elemental blade. So nothing crazy about that. I mean, I wouldn't worry about making a pet on the balanced skeleton pet. I would wait to get the hybrid. The hybrid's the more important one in my opinion. But the other ones are still good to make pet, like certain stat pets on them, just because, hey, they give an elemental weakness, spirit weakness. I can see some viability on there, especially for stacking against a certain boss, right? Especially in advanced combat. Who knows what Darkmoor has in store for us? And then, of course, as I said with the hybrids, the image is already shown of what they give. Do recommend making them all. And as I said, the balance one is currently broken due to the fact of Wiz. That's literally just the honest answer I can give you guys. Hopefully it's fixed sometime in the future, and then whenever it is, like I said, in the comments down below, or I'll just announce it somewhere in the Discord. You're more likely going to get the information faster from me, more likely in the Discord than on videos, because I have so many videos to edit, and busy with college work, as always, you know, that's just how it would be. But at the end of the day, I think the honest conclusion is, if you're wondering, hey, should you go out and go farm these pets? Yes, you should literally go out and farm these pets. I think the storm one is good. I think the balance one is really good whenever they fix it. And I think the death one is good too. You can make arguments about the other ones because there's other pets that currently already exist. Like for example, like the fire one. There's already a fire pet that exists that gives you a fire blade and a fuel. There's plenty of pets that do that. But the thing is, it gives a sharpened blade, so that's why I think it's like it's a slight plus, as well as the other pets. They're all really good too. So I think you should just make all the hybrids whenever the balance one, especially the balance one, whenever that gets fixed. And I believe the regular skeletal pets that just drop from the bosses, I think those are good too, because they give an elemental spirit weakness, good for stackability purposes on certain bosses. I think it's 100% valid to make those. The fawn pets, it falls into a certain category of, hey, I'm not too sure if you should actually make pets on those. I mean, hey, you can, but very niche, just because, you know, you do get a sharpened blade. Don't get me like, you get a sharpened blade, yeah, but the school trap is not as crazy as it is, just because people just end up using hex curse, maybe depending on bosses in the future that, you know, that don't let you use universal buffs. Maybe then the school pets are going to be useful, but even then it falls into a specific niche category. We've have so many other pets that are actually better in my opinion when it comes to like school traps, so I wouldn't worry too much about the fawns. I know maybe someone might make an argument for PvP because they give an aura. You know, if you want to have more of those auras in your deck, then yes, I can understand where you're coming from, but then you don't get to use the sharpened blade. You're only using it for the school trap and the school aura at that point. So there's that. But that is it for me. Hopefully you guys got a better understanding of how to make the pets. I try my best to explain it as best I can, but majority of people in the Discord understood it pretty well just by me showing the images. So I thought I'd just compact it into one video. And when it comes to gear guides, those will be rolled out in the next couple days. I just really had to spend, I think I spent like $100 on making pets. We don't talk about it. I literally made pets just for the videos, and I'm probably not going to be using some of them just because I'm never on my other schools. When's the last time you guys seen, like, for example, Anthony Life or like Anthony Golden in a video? It's been very rare, right? So I had to make pets in preparation of those videos. So kind of annoying. My storm and fire ones were already done. It's just I had to make all the other ones, which is very annoying. But I mean, hey, I'll do whatever it takes to make those gear guides because a lot of you look forward to those. So hopefully in the next couple days you guys see all those, and I'll be going in depth in those, and I'll give different options for types of players. So like set bonus, pierce mount, and then no mount. I'm not going to include gulchers in those videos. I know some people have gulchers. I just didn't want to make 5 different setups in a video when it just comes down to personal preference at the end of the day. So there's that. But enough about all the stuff that I'm going to be posting later this week. Hopefully you guys understood the skeletal pets and everything like that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to get any of the fawns, make sure to check out the Discord. There's probably people in there that have the fawns. People have been like handing them out here and there. And at the end of the day, I think you should be making these skeletal warrior pets. They're really good item cards, and I think they're basically the meta pet. Unless you have the set bonus mounts, for example, like the Frillasaur set bonus. It's like, other than that, you use these. Or you can still use the hamsters, but I like these way more. So just that. But that's it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Hopefully we get to 8K soon, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.